ever that a woman wakes up in the morning, she has children to bath, she has food, she has to cook, and then she leaves the house, walk a huge distance, a long distance or something. Please, those who go there to campaign, what story do you tell those people? Because 4 years after, they will still come back and tell you the same, I will give you water, I will give you. Sometimes I don't advocate for violence, but I think it's time the people once in a while chase these people out. That's your way of protesting. When they come in and they are like, we are coming in to campaign or something, just tell them, please don't even say anything, just go.
But Eunice, you also look at this case from a point of not even campaign, because campaigns are over, leadership has taken over, whoever has won has taken over. So what do you do in that kind of case? I mean, because it's almost like waiting for another 4 years to say, okay, somebody is coming to campaign. How about the people in office right now, like the chairman of that area council?
Hold them responsible. If you have to go to their offices, because I don't want to believe that these people don't have water in their offices. I don't want to believe they don't have water in their homes. The people should go there en masse, demand for these things. It's your right. They get allocation for these things. It just does not make sense that people would wake up in the morning and they don't have water to bath, they don't have water to do. These are basics.
Interesting.
We're not asking for too much.
All right, let's go to Usanforgod this morning. Usang has also been shaking his head. I guess he's also wondering that what are we talking about? Do you mean this particular FCT?
The billionaire.
Yes, sir.
I want to also say that there is no need for violence. Nobody should chase away any Nigerian who has come to campaign. On this platform, we will not encourage any form of violence. But, sir, Nigeria, having gotten to this age, my sincere suggestion would be that water should be the least thing that we should be bothering about. Water, we are surrounded by water. If you dig down Nigeria, is water, and what you don't need crude oil to get water. You don't need to send the water out of the country to refine it and return back to us. Even at the level of, oh yes, because the process that the oil goes through is not the same thing with water. I'm saying, in summary, for this particular point, that water should not have been our concern in 2024. Not even in FCT. If you say maybe my village, they are struggling with water, of course we are not, because we have rivers around, we have streams around, we have spring. So government water is just a palliative, not a palliative, just an additional. But in FCT, I think, or in Nigeria, any state capital, water should be the last thing that anybody will bother about. So let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
Some continents, some countries of this world spend almost 50 liters of water every day to make the place green. Now, why? Because they don't have natural water. If you go to the UAE, the Dubai, when you flush your toilet, sir, when you go to toilet and you flush it, the water goes different direction, the waste goes different direction. When you ease yourself, or when you throw out water, whatever, it is channeled through a purpose. No water is wasted. Why? Because they are not so blessed with water. Okay? Because they will need it to water the plants, the greens, and recycle that water again.
All right.
In our case, we are so blessed with the rain that comes seasonal. We're also blessed with the rivers around.
Yes.
We are also blessed with water from the rains, water from underground, the streams, the rivers around, and to get water that will circulate the entire country, that we can even use wastefully, not wastefully in the terms of wasting it anyhow. In terms of water availability, maybe on the street you are seeing taps where you can open and enjoy water. Should be an easy thing. Since the 80s, I've been hearing campaign, we'll bring you water, we'll bring you light, we'll bring you this. Water should have been out of it by now. Thank you.
All right, Mazi.
Like you also mentioned, do you also know that because of how scarce water is in some places, I read, not actually I read, I saw a documentary where one place in Germany is actually a new technology where after the flushing of toilet you mentioned, that same water is refined and you drink it. Yeah. You're aware of that?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. The same water. Why? Because they don't have. In fact, beer is cheaper.
Sure.
There than a bottle of water.
Sure.
You understand? But here we have abundance of that water. Now, the situation you painted, the story, the link that you sent to us about that community, I experienced that in like 10, 11 years ago. I was still a Christian. I went for missionary work. A village close to Niger State. I'm not.
You come back here.
A village that is not far from Abuja here. Sahel. When I got to that place, you go through some, I've forgotten what they call it, more like orientation kind of thing, put you through so you know how to meet the community because I've never been to that place before. So they said if they offer you, you can't say no, water. If you reject that water, that means they won't accept you. That means. So when they gave me that water, I saw some things dancing disco inside it, but I had to swallow. I had to swallow the water. And I was to spend like a week there to bathe. It was that same water. Now, 2-3 days later, the guy who was my host, I followed him to the stream. Let me see where they are getting this water. And when I got there, exactly this picture, I saw lots of animals, cattle. They are drinking. And you could see people, they would just come, wave their small pots and they scoop from that same. And these animals will pull inside that same river, urinate there, do everything inside there. People will still fetch it. Now they don't. I came back sick and had the ski, even though I went with disinfectant. I don't want to mention the name of any brand, even the soap I got there, but I still returned back sick. It was after that day I saw that and I had to send somebody with reasonable amount of money to now come to Suleja or somewhere that is close to bring like 2 or 3 bags of sachet water that I managed till I left. That is the story of that place. I think I have that guy's name. I think his name is Salvation. That is how he stays there. That's when I now say, Omo, this kind of thing, if get passion for people, you can't do this. Because he stays there, no electricity. And the funny thing, the Sunday they asked me to, talk to people, they didn't even know who the governor of Niger State was. They didn't know who the president of Nigeria.
That's how back they are.
Do you understand me? I'm talking of my personal experience. They didn't know anything. I was like, I can't remember who was president then. When I mentioned it, everybody was looking at me. Wait till they talk. Please, just like my brother Osang said, I don't know why in place like FCT, because anywhere in FCT you sink whatever, you get water.
Yes.
There is water everywhere.
Sure.
How much does it even cost to make water? I was discussing with my brother, High Chief Elvis, last Monday, right? They have the one they call, you don't need even the truck own. They have the manual one that they use their hand. 500K is done. You have water. Now, in that kind of place, since there is even a river, to even get water there will be very easy because the water level is up there. Right. Simple water. People cannot get it. I will continue to say it that leadership in terms of politics in Nigeria should stop being a career for some people. If you don't have passion to serve, stay out of politics. The reason why I said that, I read something that happened in either Finland or Austria or somewhere, where the people who are their lawmakers, they have their full-time job like you. They meet, within a particular time, pass the necessary law, go back to their business. And you still see them, the few times that they have to rest, that's when they move out, check the community, what do you people need, what? Then they will press the right button for them to get the thing done. And they are not getting anything from government or from anybody. Just service to people. They love people.
No, even our lawmakers, they are not really getting anything. Service.
Yes, people. They are not getting anything, but people receive email and they send
anybody
email
can receive email.
They send email, something.
Yeah, prayers to email.
Prayers.
Yes.
So thank you. Let's high chief. Thank you.
The billionaire.
Yes, sir.
Let me first of all take this opportunity to appreciate the management and staff of Nigerian Info for raising issues like this. Ordinarily, a lot of people in FCT may not be aware of the fact that there are still places in the 6 area councils in FCT where residents or indigents of such area councils still lack access to potable water. This is most appalling and most dehumaning, to say the least. This is 2024. The picture and the story I saw there is what I would personally not even wish my worst of enemies. The question I'm asking is this. From 1999 till date, elections have come and gone. Those who are aspiring or who have always aspired and won elections into these area councils, what was their objective? What was their intentions when they were aspiring for these positions? And when they eventually get into those positions of authority, what have they done to better the lives of their people? When I read this story, I was so shocked that people living in the Federal Capital Territory, there are places in the Federal Capital Territory where human beings still lack access to potable water. We must not always beckon on the FCT minister for every little damn thing that goes on in the FCT. We have elected area council chairmen and councillors, and I want to believe that the particular community or ward where this story came from have a councillor who represents them in that Kwali area council.
Yes, sir.
My question is, what is the responsibility of that particular councillor?
He's not living in the town, maybe.
What is his responsibility? During campaigns, you see them.
Let's hold you on that point and take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with
Your
us.
hustle just found powerful partners. HP laptop powered by 12th generation Intel Core i7 processor is built in.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info. Audio Jungle.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
is Nigeria Informative.
Nigeria Info.
This 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 is Nigeria Informative.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
is Nigeria. This is Nigeria Info.
A pace setter to the remaining or to the 36 states of the federation called Nigeria. In a situation whereby issues like something as common as potable water is being discussed in the FCT, I wonder what we expect from the states. This is supposed to be a citadel of leadership. This is supposed to be a pace setter where other state governors would come, emulate and say, okay, we are going back to our states to replicate what we have seen in FCT. The role of a local government councillor or a local government chairman is not something we need to sweep under the carpet. Every month in, month out, I am very optimistic and sure of the fact that they get allocation.
But then again, High Chief Elvis, I mean, if you look at it from the councillor, how many councillors do we even know their role and what do they even actually do when the chairman is there? There's also conversation about local government autonomy, which is also another big conversation.
Big issue.
So they are basically just there.
So until you resolve the issue of local government autonomy, and then you resolve the issues of statutory roles for this elect. Sometimes we mix up these things because someone is elected as a senator, you think he will come and do federal road, or sometimes someone is elected as a councillor, you expect him to do federal government project.
No,
Pipe-borne water cannot be reduced to the level of a councillor. He cannot. He can only present the case of his area.
So that's one.
Yes.
How many times have they present such case? That's one. Then secondly, I think again, I think that one of the things that we have allowed for a long time is when people are campaigning, they campaign overboard. They campaign and jump into everybody's work.
Exactly.
I want to become the leader of this studio right now. I will say, oh, even what Mazi is doing, I'll say no. I can do what Mazi is doing, what Elvis is doing, what Usang is doing. So it makes the people not even know who to hold accountable for a particular role. But can the councillor foster a project to be done? Yes.
Of course.
It can.
Of course.
But
the duty of the councillor is to represent his people or her people at the local government council. The local government chairman, let's assume there are 12 wards in a local government. There is no way the local government chairman will be able to know the individual problems
of each of those wards.
12 wards.
Yes, so true.
It is the duty of the councillor to present
up.
such issue before the local government chairman. And I want to believe that when this councillor was campaigning, he went or visited all those wards and villages, telling them they will do this and they will do that. I will help you present your issue to the local government. And years have come and gone. I've been in Abuja for the past 13 years. If not for anything, I've witnessed 3 presidencies in this FCT. If not 4. I've witnessed 4 presidencies in this FCT. So what they are telling us is it that councillors have come and gone, and none of them deemed it necessary to mobilize their people, present their case before the local government chairman, and if that is done, are they also telling us that for the past 13 years or more, that no local government chairman have deemed it necessary to provide the commonest of things, the commonest of resources every human being, even animals and plants, yield for, which is water. Potable water, the commonest of things. How much does it cost to drill a borehole? How much is the allocation of these local governments per month? It runs into hundreds of millions. What does it take to even cover out 1.5 million or more to drill borehole and give potable water to these wards or villages or communities that are drinking from the same water with animals and all the rest of it? Health, 1 minute, the billionaire. I think the earlier we start holding our leaders accountable and making them responsible for once, the better for us. If care is not taken, from what I saw in that picture or the story you read, there is serious epidemic that is likely to erupt
from
in
that
community.
I agree.
We are talking of human beings.
I agree.
The water I saw there, I cannot even serve it to my dog.
In fact,
I can't even wash my hands with such water.
that place, sorry, Sir Elvis, that place I told you I went to.
Yes.
There was a new baby. The house they gave me where I stayed, the little girl was having boys everywhere. And I knew that it was that water that same new baby drinks. That's the water that they used to bathe that. And they are not even putting any disinfectant, just like me and you can say.
No, they don't know anything.
The new baby drink, they don't even parboil that water. I had to pay for somebody to go get antibiotics for the baby. I was not telling them, please, if there is a way you can boil, especially the baby's own. So the water those sachet water bags of sachet water that I bought, I had to ask them to be giving it only that baby. But when I was leaving, something was playing in my mind. When this girl, little baby, is done drinking these 2 or 3 bags that I left, what next?
What next?
Do you understand me? All those boys are there. So that is to tell you that a lot of people, do you know how many people who have died in that community that we are talking about? And you say a match poison here. Meanwhile, it's just the water that you're drinking that is killing you.
All right. Let's move on to the second one. We can't exhaust this. And just by the way, yes, sir.
Just so that we put things in the right perspective. Because I don't want us to shift the responsibility of the federal government that is supposed to provide pipe-borne water. Even in the city center, Gariki, who say to in some places there is no water. See, the role of providing water is much far beyond a local government chairman or beyond. I know, even as an individual, you can actually dig even Konga. I know you can actually do boho. I know even individuals do that. But I'm saying that at this age of in our nation, the issue of water, pipe water should have been done with
by now.
The water thing that I think is in 2 phases. Sorry, Sir El. If you are talking about major projects like, you have the water board here, then you link pipe, that is federal government.
Federal government
but do you also remember that local council, they also construct road.
Even individuals, yes.
They construct road, they build schools as well. So borehole level, that is expensive. The borehole, they are in different phases. Do you know there is actually excuse me, sir, I'm coming.
Let's go for this break.
Okay, thank you.
Beginnings, hope, and the promise of brighter days. At Market Square, we're in to make Easter celebrations more meaningful to you. Find more deals to fill your table and create lasting memories without breaking the bank. Our stores offer a variety of everyday essentials from household items, drinks, toilet.
This is Nigeria Info.